All right, I'm going to read to you the anachronism I posted on Tuesday, June the 5th, 2018. It's called Condescension in the fiction section. It is anachronism number 2774. No one would believe my story, and yet it would bore pretty much anyone to tears. My story, it ain't no good. A story can come in many sizes, and a good one will work on multiple levels, they say. The same could be said of the icons of today's blockbuster cinema. Superman, Spider-Man, Naruto, Wolverine, Magneto, the Avatar, Captain Underpants. He is a cinematic superhero, right? I just ran into a 5-year-old sporting an undersized t-shirt with this unlucky official moniker. Jack Black, Captain Jack Sparrow, Captain Crunch, Peter Pan, etc. I was born in the summer of love, I say, just to throw people off, which is true. I was. I mean, look at me. Do I look like the son of hippies? I certainly am not. And when I wear a grimace for the rest of the day, and then I wear a grimace for the rest of the day, what happened to all of the love? I mumble intermittently from, 4 to 11 p.m. The latter couple of hours I mumble somewhat drowsily until later. I was born in a summer of loathed, I shout somewhere on Hate Street, knowing that most people confuse this summer, not my mumbles necessarily, with 1969, the summer the twins were born, my little brothers, and the summer those men landed on the moon, or else the year that Stanley Kubrick was an unusually prolific, not to mention quite stealthy director. Really? Most people don't get 1969 confused with 1967. I mean, most people don't get 1969 confused with 1967 on any level. Perhaps on some level, almost everyone of a certain age gets 1969 confused with 1967. But what of 1968, 1971, 1975, or even 1979, 1973? Presently, I'm either depressingly or at least toyingly tootling with the distance between the present and that grand demarcation, the summer of love. Now, let's all poke some fun at glaring half-centuries which ogle back at me like oversized bobbleheads. Aren't they all? And above those blurred bobs, in a precisely delineated neon yellow, flashes the appropriate word, one we'd take on decades later. Duh. So did folks living in the summer of love realize that they were participants in the summer of love? Or did that realization arrive years later as a posthumously, so to speak, appellative? And how subsequent, if so? This, I am pretty certain, is a fact that I should know, but my memory. And on a related note, as luck would have it, I've already lost all interest. Except in how it might pertain to me, as usual. You know, that particularly easygoing, plump babe was born the second Thursday of June, during what, in such towns such as the one I was born, lovingly or laughingly was called the morning rush hour. Actually, two fantastical L words of my own bias, because most citizens hereof had never even been anywhere else in the world. Another fantasy bias, if you'll allow. When it comes to the rush of an hour, to even realize there can be a difference. I was such an easy birth, too, I'm told. Just ask my mother, who definitely knows from worse. That'd be me, born as I was in none other than the summer of love. A summer which will never again be half a century in distance from anywhere else in the world, be that anywhere Vesta, Arkansas, Kyoto, Japan, Skopje, Macedonia, or either of the multitudinous but each unique canals of Venice, Amsterdam, or St. Petersburg.